Hey guys. Okay, so I'm back on my testosterone. Today's my first day back after being allergic to my last my last prescription. So if you want to know about that, it's on my YouTube channel. You can check out the video that came before this one. I talk all about what happened with my allergic reaction. This one, I'm excited to get started again. So yes, I'm gonna do my injection so you guys can see it, so you don't freak out. So I just want to demystify the whole process. Like, basically, an injection is just like when somebody gives themselves an insulin shot. Like, it's no big deal, you know? It's like nothing. So I'm just gonna kind of show you guys all my stuff again and just kind of do my injection, and there you go. And I'm gonna post this later, so anybody who's not watching live, you can watch it whenever you want. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. But yeah, so I've been off of it for a month and a half, which is about as long as I was on it. So this is technically my first injection again. Although I did start to grow a mustache that you can kind of see. I promise it's there if you can't see it. I'm not just making it up, but it really is there. Just right here on the corners, really. There's like hairs about I want to say that long maybe. And they're dark. Pretty cool. It's exciting for me. It's like when a kid goes through puberty and he can't wait to be a man. That's pretty much how I feel. So, okay. So I know in one of my videos I kind of went over this stuff already. But I'm just going to show it to you guys again. Show you everything that I'm going to be doing. Go over the process with you and just kind of do it. Alright, so I have this awesome Huggies wipe container, and I use that for all my non-sharps trash because you kind of make a little bit of garbage when you do this. So I just kind of use that to keep all my stuff together. Alcohol swabs. I got this container that's handy dandy full of syringes and needles. I have a drawing needle, which is kind of long. That's just to draw up the medicine. And then I have an injection needle, which you can see is super short. So, basically... Oh, and I have my sharps container. That's where all the needles go. Safety first. And my medication, which is just in this little vial right here. It's kind of yellowy looking. It's about 5 milliliters worth, which will last me 172 days. So, not bad. This is testosterone enanthate, and I was on testosterone, what is it called? Cypionate, I think? I'm not really sure how to pronounce it. But this one actually has a slightly longer half-life, so it stays in the body longer, which makes it a little bit better of a medication. It's not... My insurance won't cover it. I guess they hardly ever cover this one because it's more expensive, but it's more expensive because there's more of it. Out of pocket, this vial is like $80, which sounds like a lot because it's like 5 milliliters of fluid, but it lasts 172 days. The other vials I got were $25 a piece, and I had to buy 2 of them at the same time, and it was 5 weeks worth a piece, so 10 weeks, and this is 10 weeks. Actually, no. Yeah, this is more than 10 weeks. What am I talking about? This is 172 days. The other one was 10 weeks worth, which is like 70 days. So this is 100 extra days of testosterone, which in the long run is cheaper. This is $80 versus $125. So they say it's more expensive, but really, it's not. It's not really. Because you're getting more for your money. So, okay, cool. So basically, I have to just make sure everything is clean. I gotta make sure my skin is clean, make sure everything's sterile, which it is, because it's all individually packaged, sterilized stuff, which I get from... Sorry, that's my text message. I get from the Gender Health Center, which is amazing because they don't charge you anything. They give you alcohol swabs, they give you syringes, they give you the needles for everything for free. And when my sharps container fills up, I just take it back to them and they empty it out and I get a new one. So that's really awesome that there's resources out there available. So if anybody knows somebody transgender that's struggling, even if they don't live in Sacramento, all you have to do is live in California and they can help you. So if you know somebody who needs help, send them there, because that's the best place. The Gender Health Center really helped me out with like everything. My name change, my gender change, getting hooked up with a doctor, helping me navigate Medi-Cal, like even with food stamps and everything. Like they'll just do everything for you, and it's amazing, and I can't shout them out enough. So Gender Health Center, awesome. Okay, so I'm gonna take this one, and I've never used the drawing needles. I mean, they give you drawing needles, but I'm not really worried about it. Actually, I still have some of these left where it's the whole package, where it has the needle and the syringe together. So I'm just going to use this one instead of this one, because, yeah, it's already put together, so I might as well just run through these all quick. Okay. So, let me get everything out, and I get it all kind of set up real quick. Get my alcohol swabs out. Okay, so basically the first thing you're going to do is you take this little cap off of the vial, which doesn't go back on, I hear. Yeah, it doesn't go back on. It didn't on my last one either. That comes off, which kind of sucks because now you have the rubber top, which is sterile, and now it's exposed, so anything that it touches, you know, you can't just keep sticking a needle back in there. That's what one of the alcohol swabs is for, is to clean the top. And it is sterile, but I've just talked over it and waved it around in the air, so I'm going to sterilize it again anyway. Sorry, I just got another text message. Okay, I'm going to take my little alcohol swab, and I'm just going to clean the top, just to make sure it's all clean. No germs, no bacteria. And then I'm just going to kind of set that aside to make sure I don't talk over it again and get it all dirty. And then I'm going to open up my syringe. And it has a cap on it, which is like kind of a bitch to get off. Because sometimes it doesn't... Oh, this one was easy. Sometimes it doesn't come off, and then the whole needle comes off, and you have to put it back on. It's like, what a waste. Okay, so it's all sterile. My needle is sterile. You're just going to go boop, straight in like that, and then you turn it upside down. And, oh, you know what? I'm a dummy. I totally forgot. I got all excited and I forgot like one step. You have to draw, I'm taking 0.2 of a milliliter, and you can see that. Boop, 0.2 of a milliliter every week. So you draw that much air first. Then you stick the needle in the top, and then you turn it, and you, well, I guess I can do it this way. You inject the air into the vial, so that way you don't create a vacuum when you're drawing out the testosterone. So, okay. It's thick because it's in oil, so you kind of have to draw slow, and it takes kind of a long time for it to go in there. Like, I've already drawn 0.1, and it's still just like taking its sweet time. This is like the most boring part. The most boring part is drawing the testosterone. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you wash your hands before all this. I did that before the video because I thought you guys would be bored as shit watching me, well, watching the wall behind me while I wash my hands, because I wasn't going to carry my phone. Okay. So, we just draw a little more. I usually draw over and then push the rest up to make sure that it helps get the air out, and it helps it come down faster. So, it's finally going. Slowly, slowly, slowly. But this is definitely the most boring part. And I didn't really think about that when I started this video. So I feel like I should kill the dead air. I should tell a joke or something. I'm funny, but like when I have to be funny, I don't feel like I'm funny. Like I can't think of a joke right now to tell. My hair is kind of a joke right now. That's kind of funny. Man. See, now I'm under pressure. I feel like I can't tell a joke. I know some dirty jokes, but I'm kind of like making these videos for people who don't really know about this kind of thing, and like maybe there's a kid out there who really wants to start their transition, but they don't know how to start. So maybe I shouldn't drop dirty jokes on my video or like a ton of F-bombs. So far I have 0.1. That's about it. It's sometimes you can flick it to get the air out. Like, hands down, this is so boring. I'm sorry. For my whole one person that's still watching, I apologize. I apologize it's taking so long. This is my life right now, though. But, let's see. The stopper is down a little bit past 0.2, and we've got up to 0.1. So I have to wear glasses because I literally can't see what I'm doing if I'm not wearing my glasses. It's kind of like, I hope I have the right amount. Yeah, man. Why are, like, all the best jokes that I know just totally out of my head right now? Like, all the best jokes that I know, I can't even remember. And that would just kill this dead air. I promise I'll come prepared next time. I apologize. I almost have the right amount. It's so close. I drew down to 0.3, and it's almost all the way up to 0.1, which would be 0.2 milliliters, which is my target amount. You're in for a treat, though. If you're still here, we're almost done, and the injection part is the most fun part, and also the part that I hate the most, because if anybody knows me, they know I'm terrified of needles, and I had to learn to do this on my own. Yeah. I had to learn how to do this on my own, and it was terrifying. I hate needles, because what I realized when I was like, oh, I'll just have my wife inject me, or I'll just have a friend inject me. Yeah, you know what? My wife can't even do it. She freaked out like more than I did, so that killed that. Okay, we're from 0.3 to 0.1, which is 0.2. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to push out some of the air so we can get back up to where we need to be. Okay, so I'm at 0.2, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to pop the needle out. All good, and so now we're going to just kind of give this a couple flicks to get the air out, because if you inject air into your skin, it's painful. Like, pretty painful for a while. That's what I hear. I don't like to be in pain. The injection is painful enough, so I don't want to be in any extra pain, so I'm like kind of anal about making sure all of the air is out. Alright, so there's like a fat air bubble right there. So now I've got the air bubble at the top. What I'm gonna do, and you're not gonna be able to see this probably, but I'm gonna push up on the syringe. So we got a little, my camera sucks. There's a little bubble of fluid on the end, but there's air bubbles coming out still, so I'm gonna keep going. And it's okay, because that little tiny, it's not gonna make a difference. That's gonna happen. Like, air is gonna come out. A little bit of fluid is gonna come out. No big deal. Because the part that gets confusing is you draw to 0.2, which the top of the stopper needs to be at 0.2, but you have to then push the air out so then it goes up. So people are like, oh my gosh, you know, I'm supposed to take 0.2, but now I'm only at 0.1. You still have the same amount of fluid, you're just pushing. It goes from this top line, it has to go all the way up the needle. So that's where this extra space that you're losing, that's where it's going. So you're not losing any fluid. So we're just going to keep going. There's still a little bit of air. And yeah, you probably can't see it, but you can see on the bubble the air that's coming out. So we'll just keep going a little bit at a time until we have no more air. I can see the air, so our level is about right here. We still got a little bit of air to go. Slowly but surely. So I flicked all the air bubbles up to the top. So this is what makes it easier. If you don't flick it, you're gonna have air bubbles stuck down here, and you're gonna start pushing fluid out instead of pushing out air. I always thought that was like weird when I'd see them on TV doing that. Okay, so now we see we have a whole drop coming down. Boom, perfect, that's it. So that, I'm gonna set down, the needle's not touching anything. I'm gonna take my other alcohol swab. This is the part where I start getting nervous and my hands start shaking, so don't be surprised. Okay, and my injection site is in my abdomen, so I have a lot of squishy around there. That's why I'm allowed to inject right here. It's because I'm not kind of fat. So it's about 2 inches around the belly button, so I can go anywhere 2 inches around my belly button. I usually like to go down here because it's fattier than up here. And the fatty tissue is where I'm injecting. It's a sub-Q injection, is you're shooting for fatty tissue. So I'm going to pick, I haven't injected in a long time, so I'm going to pick like right about here. So what you do is you kind of just swab the area. That's just to make sure that there's no bacteria on your skin, because whatever the needle pushes on, it's going to push all that stuff right into your body. When you wait for it to dry so it doesn't burn, but never blow on it, because if you blow, you're going to blow bacteria from your mouth onto the site that you literally just cleaned. So, waiting for that to dry. Okay. This is the part that I hate, but it's literally like mind over matter. So you're gonna squeeze the skin to make sure you have a hold of all the fatty tissue. It also makes sure that you don't go down too far, which it's hard because if you see how short that needle is, it's hard to go down too far. But it's just to make sure. Then you don't go straight on, you go a little bit out of an angle. So that way, when you let go, because after you inject, then I'm going to let go of this. So that way when I push the fluids in, it kind of closes off the area. When I pull the needle out, it'll close off that area, so you lose less fluid out of the injection site. Okay, so I have to kind of psych myself out here. I hate this part. You hold it like this. You don't put your finger on the end because you're gonna push it in, let go, and then inject. So I'm gonna go right here. Okay, then let go. And it's a steady push, not too fast, not too slow. It's normal to have a hard spot where you injected the day after. And then we pull out, like that. And it's normal to have a little bit of blood as well. So I'm just gonna kind of hold that swab on there, which it doesn't burn at all, which is nice. But yeah. So you just kind of hold it on there just until the bleeding's done. Yeah. So like I was saying, it's normal to have a little bit of a hard spot after your injection. Like, I didn't notice mine until like the next day, the first time I did this, because the fluid is holding and your body's kind of learning to move it and absorb it. I only had that hard spot the very first time I got injected, so I might have one this time since it's been about 6 weeks since I've been on testosterone. But yeah, so that's all good. See, it's like the tiniest amount of blood. So now what I do is, this cap doesn't go back on, but I'm going to put it on top, and then I'm going to put it back in the box just to make sure that it stays as clean as I can possibly keep it. Our sharps go in the sharps container, which has a little snap here, a little lock here, and then the top goes up, and then as you can see there's like a little slot there. The needle goes down there, and this is closed off, so you can't get into it. So I just stick the needle down in there like that, and I use the lip to pull it off. So then there's that. Close that back up. Safety first, guys. Then I'm going to use my little Huggies container I was showing you earlier for the rest of my trash. And just throw that in there. All the paper products, all that goes in there. The cap goes in there. Oh, I missed one. There. And then close that up. And that's it. That's the whole process. So, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask them. You can ask them now, or you can ask them later. I'm going to post this video to YouTube and share it again, so anybody that's not here can get a chance to watch it. Yeah, I'm totally open to answering questions, anything about my experience. I can't really answer, like, in general for the whole transgender community, but I can answer for my experience. There's many different ways to take testosterone. There's many different kinds, as I kind of went over with that with you guys today, you know, since I was allergic to the last one that they put me on. There's different ways to inject. There's gel testosterone, there's pills, there's a patch, there's like all kinds of stuff. So I can answer about my experience, and I can give general info about stuff that's related that I might not know about. I can give you guys great resources to go check out if you want to learn anything else. Yeah. So hopefully that takes, like, the mystery out of it. It's literally like watching your friend give themselves an insulin shot. No big deal. But yeah, I had fun. I'm super excited to be back on testosterone. So you guys literally just watched my initiation day. That's awesome that I could share that with you guys. Initiation day is like your first day on testosterone, which I've been off it for 6 weeks. This is pretty much my first day again. But for you guys that missed it, let me show off my mustache. Look at it. Look at it. It started growing when I was off testosterone. Like, my body loves it so much. It was like, I got a taste, that's it. Let's do it. Let's do this. Yeah. Sweet. Okay. Hopefully I'll be posting another video soon, answering some questions. If you guys have questions, yes, send me questions. Personal questions. I don't care. I'll answer anything. The less strange this is to everybody, the better, and it makes me feel like I'm doing the world a service. So if sharing my personal journey, like, helps people understand the lifestyle and helps demystify it and makes it less of a deal until the point where someone's like, oh, you're trans, cool, anyways, like, no big deal. That's what I want. I want no big deal. We want not having to have marches anymore. We want to be able to just celebrate being who we are. Everybody deserves to be who they are. Let's demystify it. Let's demystify everything. Everything. I'll tell you guys what happens to my body when it happens. That's hopefully the next update. I'll tell you guys anything, like personal, like really personal stuff. I don't care. I'm not shy. So yeah, I'm gonna post this on my YouTube channel. I'll share it on Facebook again. So anybody that's just now tuning in that missed it, you'll be able to see it. And yeah, you guys have a good evening, and I will see you on my next video.